everybody, it's me again, and I promised you that I will be coming to you with our startup series, and it's called Don't Confuse Being a Freelancer with Being an Entrepreneur. And I decided to come up with this blogish type session is because I use a lot of freelancers, and I work with a lot of entrepreneurs. And one of the things I like about having access to freelancers is that, you know, they're flexible, and, you know, their work schedule is a little different than your normal 9 to 5. So I like freelancers, but I'm finding that there's some professional and ethics and all types of things that are not happening in terms of professionalism inside of the freelance environment. So I want to talk to you a little bit today about the difference between, or at least bridging the gap between being a freelancer and being an entrepreneur. I mean, I get it. You know, somebody told you that you are super good at what you do and that you should start your own business. And they were like, okay, well, you're so good, you should start your own business. And you kind of fed into it. And you said, yeah, I am kind of good at what I do. But stop. Hold up. You must be more than just good at what you do to be an entrepreneur. Before you take your first customer, you need to take the time to create a professional conduct policy. It can be as short as a paragraph, but it needs to explain what customers can expect from you and what you can come to expect from your customers. Now, in government contracts, it's called a performance requirement summary. And it's designed to make sure that everyone is clear about the performance roles of each participant. Now, each person is different in terms of what is important to them and what is important to you and what you're tolerating. In this day and age, there's no such thing as normal business hours. So start stating your availability would be a good start. You can make it project specific or person specific or client specific. I mean, maybe there's some clients that you make yourself available for all the time, and then there are other people that you only want to be available to them in the morning. So just a little short blurb of a conduct policy that you can send as soon as you sign someone up as a client or sign up for a project would alleviate all of that wondering. So you will find that people are willing to pay for things that are most important to them, especially when it comes to their time. Now, there is nothing more frustrating than unclear expectations, at least for me. I mean, I have to know what you expect from me, when you want it, how you want it, and I always need a target. Everybody needs a target. So here are a few little things that you might be able to ask yourself, and the top reasons that you may be a freelancer and not an entrepreneur. Number one, do you miss deadlines? Do you miss deadlines without prior notice to the customer? Offer discounts to demonstrate that you respect their time. You will find that most of the time it's the offer that makes a difference. Surely you've gone to, a hair shop or a nail shop or some other personal service provider, and you're sitting there for an hour and they don't come and say, well, excuse me. And I just find that's just really disrespectful. But so many people assume that, oh, well, that's just the industry, or if you like, the way I do your hair or your nails or your lashes, then you'll sit there. But if you're a true entrepreneur, you will have something in place that addresses that. Number two, what about Mr. Late appointments without prior notice? It just kills me when people that I know, I might have an appointment at 10 o'clock, and then at 10:15 they call to say that they're going to be late. Well, guess what? I know you're going to be late because you're not here. The best thing for you to do, if you know that you are going to take 15 minutes to get from point A to point B, and if your appointment is at 10 o'clock and you haven't left by 9:45, guess what? You're going to be late. So I believe that person needs at least the respect to be able to for you to call them and say, hey, you know what? I'm a little off on my time. I'm going to be about 15 minutes late, because it may not be so much that they mind so much as it is, okay, well, they could have done something else with that 15 minutes of their time. That is another indicator that you are probably just a freelancer and not an entrepreneur. Now, I get it. Family matters happen. I believe that, when you are in business for yourself, then you have got to make sure that you have a system or a plan in place for emergencies. I think that, other than your immediate safety, if you're in a situation and it's your immediate safety, of course, you want to be able to, to take care of that, call 911 to do whatever. But your second call needs to be someone in your company that understands that you may not be able to do what it is that you had indicated that you were going to do. So, for example, you may want to designate someone, and I think maybe it's your accountant or someone who knows your business, to say, hey, you know what, if I haven't called you every day by 10 o'clock, or if I haven't called you by noon, or no one's heard from me by noon, then this. We have a member that has a great product out that we'll be talking about a little later on this month in our actual workshop for this, about how to actually prepare one of these emergency plans. But it's basically sort of kind of like a wheel. The things that you would do for your business if something were to happen to you. What happens to payroll? People still have to get paid. What about that project? What if you're building someone's website? What if you are writing someone's blog and all of a sudden you just, kind of disappear, and it may be for a great reason, but no one has any idea of what to do. Your accountant, your assistant, someone knows your customer base. And even if they don't, if you have an emergency plan in place that goes into effect as soon as the trigger is pulled that you determine, promise you that your peace of mind will be there. You don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, if I get hit by that truck, oh, who's going to do that? Who's going to do that? Have an emergency plan. We're going to help you do that, by the way. So you just stay tuned and stay involved and stay engaged, and make sure that you stay on our group page, and we're going to be letting you know everything that's going on, all the services, all the resources that we have for you. So another thing is, if you say you're going to do something, do it. Credibility is everything. Acknowledge that you were unable to keep your commitment and offer some sort of concessions. Here's my last one, and here's my biggest pet peeve. If I have to ask for the status of my project, you're just a freelancer. You're not an entrepreneur. If you are working on something for me, if I didn't give a deadline, then you should say it will be done by X. And if it's a short-term project, if it's something that you know that I need by tomorrow, or at least by, say, Wednesday, on Tuesday, just a little nudge. Hey, just let you know I'm working on your project. I'm halfway there. What you don't want to do is to wait till Wednesday and say, oh, I'm running a little behind on your project. I'll let you know by tomorrow when I complete it. Well, it's already late. So, again, just a phone call to say, or an email to say, hey, I'm running a little late. But better yet, create a status system in place. Let that be part of your responsibility package, or the what is it I called it earlier? I called it your requirement summary. Tell them what they can expect from you in advance. If you answer your phone all the time, and then all of a sudden you just go dark, or nobody hears from you, or it's the weekend, set the policies in place. Hey, you know what? I'm normally available from noon until noon. However, if it's an emergency, do this. But, just being inconsistent is kind of, it's kind of disrespectful to people who are looking forward to using your services. So hopefully this has been a few tips to help you decide, from going from startup to freelance to entrepreneur. There's a few gaps that need to be taken care of before you jump out there. So I tell you what, we're going to help you do that. We're going to be coming back to you offering an actual workshop of exactly how to do that. But in the meantime, good luck on your startup. We're here to help you. I look forward to seeing you more here at the Southern Crescent Small Business Chamber of Commerce. Talk to you soon.